You're cold, you're wet. The storm isn't going to let up anytime soon. Thank the gods for this remote tavern. There isn't anything out here for miles. To pass the time and distract yourself from your shivering, you strike up a conversation with a somewhat terrifying mercenary. All the other tavern patrons give a wide berth to. He begrudgingly obliges. A tavern at night.
Hail and well met, stranger. What's your name?
Selphy. Selphy Clark. Please choose your pronouns. Gods, what a downpour. The rain has been going strong for over an hour, and what started as a lovely sunny day has been completely transformed into a dark storm. You shiver in your wet, uncomfortable clothes. You can barely feel your fingers, and your feet ache. I'm told there's a tavern nearby, and you're hoping to spend the night there. But you don't know this area that well. Your heart starts beating a little faster when a faint light in the distance emerges. That has to be the place, right? Pick up the pace, your muddy boots squelching along the dirt road. It doesn't take long before you finally, mercilessly, arrive at what indeed appears to be a tavern. Relief floods through you when you push open the doors, and the warmth of a roaring fire touches your ice-cold skin. You're surprised by how full the place is at this late at night. But then again, there's probably aren't many other stops by the road that offer protection from the weather. You thump the mud off your boots. The best you can, and walk over to the tavern keep.
Welcome. What can I get you, youngin'?
Can I get some warm milk? A water, some wine, a beer, some ale. I'm feeling like some ale. Some ale, please.
Finest ale you can find in 20 miles around.
He guffaws to himself, and you smile wearily. You don't doubt there's nothing else to be found within 20 miles of this establishment either. The barkeep scruffles over to get your drink. As he does, you turn to face the rest of the tavern. The eyes that momentarily turn to you at the arrival of a new guest go back to their drinks, and the slight lull in conversation picks up once more. You scan the room. It's packed. Your shoulders droop a little at the thought of having to spend the evening in a cold corner far away from the fire. But when you take a closer look at the place, hearth is strangely empty of company. Except for one man, that is. Occupying one table by himself, a large man wearing a big shoulder pelt sits turned away from the rest of the tavern. You consider for a moment to follow the example of the rest of the people present. A dangerous merc, a bounty hunter, a thief. Your cloak is dripping a pool at your feet. It's not like he'll kill you, right? You make your way over to the table. The man's eyes only briefly flicker over to you when you scrape back a chair, but he doesn't say anything. Conversation halts once more as tension creeps up in the tavern space. You can feel eyes boring into your back. You ignore them in hopes of appearing casual. And the man in front of you doesn't so much as twitch as you sit down. People go back to their hushed conversations. Relieved, you unbutton your cloak and drape it over the back of the chair, then get to working on taking off those damn boots. You wiggle your toes experimentally. Good. All still functional and in order. The barkeep scuffles over through the crowd with your drink, and you push the sopping wet hair out of your eyes to thank him.
Here you go, youngin'. Drink up now. You wanted something to eat? Anything else?
Yes, please. A hot meal of whatever's on the menu would be wonderful. And if there's a room for staying the night, I have coin at the ready. The tavern keep furrows his brow.
A meal I can do, but a room gotta be difficult. You see how swamped the place is.
He gestures to the rest of the room. It's okay. If there's no space, I can spend the night in a chair here. You crook a smile. Anything's better than that storm out there.
Now, that's for sure. I get you your food.
And with that, he's off. You turn your face to the hearth, relishing in its heat. You wish you could take off more of your wet clothes, but you'll have to wait until you just have a little bit more privacy to do so. You chance a peek at the stranger. He is not looking at you. You take the opportunity to take his appearance. Gruff, weathered, and well-traveled. A hard-looking man. The ridges of the scars across his lip and cheek throw soft shadows over his face in the firelight.
Do you need anything?
Ah, drat. Caught, you quickly look away. You must have eyes on the back of your head. Just looking. Just appreciating. No, nothing. Sorry. You hear a snort.
Appreciating, huh? I'm curious. Tell me what you see.
Battle scars, the sights, your tattoo.
Battle scars. I could well be a fool with no skill.
I don't think that's true.
Let's hope you never have to find out if you're right then.
Yeah, youngin'. Eat up and warm keep.
Tavern keep puts a steaming bowl of stew in front of you, along with some soft bread. Your mouth waters. Thank you, I will. You dig in. It's simple food, but you've walked all day and it does a right good job at warming you up. Halfway through your meal, you notice a pair of eyes have settled on you. You look up in the face of a stranger who is regarding you with something akin to mild amusement. Do you need anything? The stranger's eyebrows twitch at your repeating of his previous question.
Just appreciating.
He's smiling. You're sure of it. Well, if you're hungry, feel free to order some for yourself. I'm not sharing.
No, I meant that it's nice to see someone eating with such gusto.
If that's a veiled insult to say that you've been scarfing down food in an unsightly manner, you're too tired to care. What's your name anyway? The man looks up with lidded eyes.
Am I to entertain you while you eat?
Yes.
Then you better order me a drink.
You guess that's fair. You wave over the tavern keep and gesture to the man to go ahead and order whatever he likes.
Another ale, please.
Coming right along.
So, who are you? And I'm asking anyway, how come you're hogging the fireplace?
Hogging the fireplace. The other gentlefolk present seemed not to care for it, and I took a seat where I pleased.
Right. And you're sure that's why the other guests cast nervous glance at him every now and then?
My name is Arzam.
Nice to meet you, Azam. I'm Selphy Clark. The keep brings Azam his ale, and Azam drinks after giving you a small nod. What brings you here, Azam, other than the pouring rain?
You gave yourself the answer. It was indeed the rain that drove me to seek shelter.
Are you here alone? Where are you traveling to?
You sure have a lot of questions in you.
I brought you a drink, didn't I?
Suppose you did. I travel alone, and where to is business of my own.
Meal now finished and stomach satisfied, you push your bowl to the side and drag your chair closer to the fire. Your clothes are still sticky uncomfortably to your skin, but the parts of your clothes that have been turned towards the fire have decently less soaked through.
Cold.
Getting warmer by the minute. Closing your eyes, you settle in your seat and hold out your hand to the fire. You're shivering. Lovely though the fire may be, it's all you can do to keep your teeth from chattering. To distract yourself from the cold, wet dampness that clings to you like a second skin, you turn to your table companion. So, you come here often?
From time to time.
And are there any beverages you particularly recommend? As wordlessly holds up his tankard of ale. Ah. Maybe you should switch tactics. Hey, so I have a pack of cards that haven't drowned in the storm. Wanna play?
I see you grow bored quickly.
Won't you humor me? Get to know a stranger at a tavern at night, spend some time in good company.
Whoever said that the company was good?
But his mouth is lifted into a smile, and it feels like you finally have his attention. Let's put in some stakes while we're at it. Let's say, winner gets to ask the loser a question.
Must the loser answer?
I mean, if you really don't want to, I'm not gonna force you. How about you then just give up a random fact about yourself then?
I see. I should resign myself to my fate.
Great. Do you play Jack's Stolen Hand?
I know it. Yes.
Alright, I'll deal first. You deal the cards and you play the first round next to the roaring fire. It doesn't take long before you smugly place down your last card on the pile before you. Looks like I'm the winner.
I've played in a while.
Then you'll better pick it up fast, as you'll be losing to me all night long. Now, let's see.
I enjoy my work.
Which is?
I believe that's 2 questions.
The point of the game is to
I'm mercenary.
Ah.
What gave you that impression?
Oh, no, I didn't mean, you don't look like you're bad at it. It's just that it's dangerous, you know? Azam absentmindedly rubs his scar on his hand while you talk.
That I cannot deny. I'll deal the next round.
Azam deals the cards, and though it's unsure who will win for a while, Azam emerges victorious this time.
Good to see the deck isn't rigged.
Got lucky is what you did.
Do you always bother folk late at night for games and conversation?
That's your question?
Well,
Jeez, well, I approached you because...
interesting how. I am.
I mean, look at you, alone, brooding man with muscles the size of my head, sitting all alone, nursing a drink by the fire. You could have jumped straight out from a storybook.
I see. I assure you I'm very real.
Alright, let's play another round. Shuffle the deck. Azam was right, you played before and he's picking up again quickly. You emerge as the winner by a hair. I got you there, didn't I?
You indeed, you little pest. You hadn't drawn.
Shups up abruptly, looking a little embarrassed. Looks like you're enjoying the game.
If that's what you'd like to believe.
I want to know... Azram quicks an eyebrow.
Yes.
Wait, that's it?
I'm not sure what you wish for me to say. If you wanted me to show off my strength, this isn't the place to do so. If you wanted to compete in a round of one-arm push-ups, I'm afraid you'd lose sorely.
You should get your eyes checked. Clearly you've got nothing on me. Azam snorts, but he's smiling. Another round of Jack's stolen hand begins. You're unlucky and draw a bad card after bad card, until the game ends with Azram as a clear winner. Nicely played. What's your question? Now I almost wish I hadn't won. I'm not sure what to ask you. I suppose an easy one is where you're traveling to. There's nothing out here for many miles. True, but it is also one of the few roads between Yamzor and River Keep. I'm heading east after this, though. You're welcome to join me if you want. Aren't you forward? Be careful inviting strangers. Be careful inviting strangers to travel with you. For all you know, I could cut your throat and steal your coin in the night. Nah, you wouldn't. You think I'm too cute to kill. Azram snorts but doesn't comment. You deal the cards once more. Azram has progressively gotten more into the game and is bent on winning again. It feels all the sweeter to take victory from him with a carefully selected array of cards. They aren't really rigged, are they? Nah, you just make a terrible gambler. Tom gives you a flat look. Okay, so for my question... Everyone comes from somewhere, don't they? Bzz, can't answer a question with a question. I mean, are you married? Do you have children or just a partner? Maybe you live with parents or sibling or other family. I have none of which you mention. I travel most of the time. Wow, really? Isn't it rough always having to do everything by yourself? It is at times, but I do not mind. Another round of Jack Stolen Hand begins. You're unlucky and draw bad card after bad card until the game ends with Razam as the clear winner. Nicely played. What's your question? I almost wish I hadn't won. I'm not sure what to ask you. Hard to say. Every landscape has something unique. Even the coldest, darkest nights show off their stars. Sounds like you're a fine appraiser of beauty, then. Razam's eyes linger, if only for a moment, on your face. You give high praise. I know not much of beauty. Of those I have plenty, like any mortal does. Tell me. What, you're looking to disarm me? No can do. I'll find out one way or another. Just you watch. Another round? Alright, let's make it the last of the night. He picks up the cards, shuffles them with dexterous fingers, and once again you play. You have excellent cards and feel like you're going to win until Zom swoops in and figuratively knocks you flat on your ass. Looks like we're at a stalemate. 3 wins to 3 wins, huh? Well, last question of the night is up for you to think of, stranger. Am I still a stranger? This night I've talked more than I would in several weeks. Well, I guess you're more like an acquaintance now. Like if I ran into you, I'd stop and say hi, you know? Gods have mercy on me. Wow, you just walk straight by me if you met me again somewhere? That's cold. I don't think I'd be so fortunate for you to spot me easily in a crowd. True, you're hard to miss. Who could resist a second glance at those muscles? So what do you want to know? I'm not sure. Let me think on it a little while we talk. You nod, and for a moment you share a companionable... You nod, and for a moment you share a key. Companionable. You nod, and for a moment you share a companionable silence while nursing your drinks. Want another? I'll pay. Thanks, but I'm good. Gotta stay sharp. Oh, could it be you're getting a little tipsy, sir? I'm sure you'd be amused if I was, wouldn't you? Well, I'm not as young as I used to be. Can't drink as much as I used to if I wanted to keep my head clear. Come on, you don't look that old. It'd surprise you.
Close enough. I'll take it.
Oh, really? I got that close? Nice. Age doesn't matter much, though, does it? Not when you could snap my neck with 2 fingers.
tell me you're scared now.
Azam pauses at the tone of your voice, which, though still playful, has shifted to something a little more intimate.
You'd be wise to put your cheek back where it came from.
The hour has grown late, and there are not many guests left sitting around the tavern space. Most do look sleepy, drunk, or both. Well, I suppose I should find the comfiest chair I can and huddle in front of the fire. Ah, you heading to bed? Bed, chair, floor, whatever's available. I see. So, see you in the morning? I may well be long gone when you awake. Ah, that's too bad. I enjoyed talking with you. I suppose I should thank you for a job well done in entertaining me. It was not a job unpleasant as I thought it might be. So, have you thought of a question yet? As a parting goodbye? I have none except well wishes for your journey ahead. What, you think I need good luck? Zom gives you a once-over in your still rather sorry state of damp clothes, muscled hair, and tired-looking face. I do indeed. Thanks for the drink and company. Good night. Same to you. Sleep well, Azam. With that, Azam stands up, scraping his chair back, and heads up the stairs to his room. You try to get as comfortable as you can in front of the dying fire, and doze off to thoughts of two strong hands holding a fan of cards. You're winning, of course. With a smile, you drift to sleep. Thank you so much for playing A Tavern at Night. I hope you found warmth in both the fireplace and the company. Rest well, dear traveler. May your journey never be lonesome. You must have eyes on the back of your head. You swear the corners of his mouth lift slightly. I'd say most folks here have more than two, given that they're still alive. I'm guessing your profession involves that kind of dangerous work too? You may guess whatever you please. Here ya go, youngin', eat up and warm up. You should grow a second pair of eyes yourself. Took you a while. Why, I'm eating. Also, I'm not particularly in any danger right now, am I? If you want to stay alive, you best get accustomed to expecting the unexpected. That sounds exhausting. I should like to think so. Why fighting? It suited me. Past tense? You're a perceptive little thing, aren't you? Azam doesn't elaborate any further on that. I bet you charm your way in everywhere. Azam chokes on his ale. Handsome. I mean, have you seen yourself? My turn to deal now. Azam looks a little flustered. Then what if I snuck up on you? I do not recommend it. Don't think I could do it? I'm suspecting that if I said I don't, you'd be eager to prove yourself. And I say I do, you want to see my reaction still. Hey, no mind reading aloud. Aren't you forward? We'll see. Ooh, that sounds promising. You're gonna be my bodyguard? Hells no. At first sign you're slowing me down, I'm leaving your sorry ass behind. How do you use those ridiculous muscles? Do you have a family? That sounds lonely. Don't you wish you had someone around to talk to? Share your burdens? It suits me fine. Did you celebrate your 30th birthday recently? Not above flattery from a young pretty thing. But that's taking a little far. Good thing you're not wearing them now then, eh? He nods to your mud-soaked boots standing in front of the fire. Can't get anything past you. Indeed I have. Though it's more of a request. Let's hear it. If you ever pass through here again, stop by the tavern sometime. I come here occasionally, and I suppose it wouldn't be terrible to see you again. I couldn't hope for higher praise. And I hope to see you again, Selphy Clark. I'm sure we will. Sleep well, Azam. Sweet dreams. With that, Azam stands up, scraping his chair back and heading up to the stairs to his room. No, nothing, sorry. The stranger doesn't acknowledge your reply, just continuing to look at the flickering hearth fire. Nothing at all. Eyeing him with mild suspicion, you protectively pull your bowl closer. He snorts. You must earn a lot of coin. I hope your fingers aren't of the sticky kind. They look best on your hand. I wasn't insinuating I was going to steal from you. Geez, touchy are you? I said carefully is more appropriate. There was simply no room elsewhere. You gestured behind you to the rest of the tavern. Don't you see any other empty chairs here? Besides, the fire's nice and warm. That it is. How long have you been a mercenary? Long enough to live until now. More cryptic answers, I see. Then, have you ever dreamed of doing something else? I suppose, at one point. Ooh, let me guess. To your surprise, Arzal doesn't design it. He simply smiles and takes another swig of his drink. Once, yes. Once, that's it? Why? Was it tragic love? Did you vow never to love again? Nothing like that. People simply drift apart sometimes. What are your plans for the future? You mean where to my travels will take me? So you don't give up easily. You don't have to tell me where you're going. I mean more in general. It's a difficult question to answer. My work prevents me from planning for the long term. But you've made it here, didn't you? I'd say you have a lot of life ahead of you. You're kind. I suppose I've let it depend on what crosses my path. I'm sure that answer isn't very satisfactory. Since I've crossed your path, what does that mean? It means my otherwise quiet evening was rudely disrupted. Don't act like you're not enjoying talking to me. You're a terrible liar. Trying to suss out my tales already, I see. You look pretty spry for someone over 70. You don't look so bad for someone who just outgrew their diapers. Not so bad, huh? I'll take it. I mean, not scared, but it's hard not to feel intimidated in the presence of a big guy like you. Don't worry. If you don't have a bounty on your head, you're safe from me. I was appreciating the sights. The tavern, obviously. Right. But you're so handsome. You're really going to tell me you don't have a lover or two? Arzam chokes on his ale and quickly wipes his chin. Handsome. Have you seen yourself? Your turn to deal now. It'd be too awkward otherwise. Can you imagine just sitting here together not saying a word to each other? I can indeed. Yeah, I should have guessed you say that. Then, do you use that strength for good? I put it to where it suits me best. Come on, that doesn't mean anything. Do you have, like, something like a code? Like, you won't do it no matter how much you were paid? Azam is quiet for a moment. I've done things I'm not proud of. I try not to repeat them. That's fine, too. It's the heart that counts, right? Well, I didn't think I'd hear you say anything so wise. Rude. Clearly, your heart doesn't count for much. Ouch. Hurtful. Deserved. I was appreciating your tattoo. Ah, it's old and faded now. Much like its wearer, I suppose. I told you before, right? You're good looking. Alam looks away. Gods above. He's blushing, really?
Enough with the flattery.
Really, you don't seem to mind it too much. But the first impression's the most important.
Pretty young.
Come on, you can't tell me you don't judge people by their appearance.
Just because you do it without thinking doesn't mean it's wise to rely on it.
Don't you think how someone looks says a lot about them?
I think people can be more than what they're judged to be.
What makes your heart beat faster? A fearsome opponent, the thrill of battle. Ah, yeah, that makes sense. Were you thinking of something else? Man, what if I was? Now the heat has crept into the atmosphere isn't coming from just the fire. The flames turn Azam's eyes from yellow to golden, and their intensity grows as he takes in your expression. Then you best keep those thoughts to yourself, though you wish I act upon them. The beat passes while he holds your gaze. Azam drops it first, turning back to the fire.
I have one, though it's more of an offer and one not quite appropriate for a game.
Now I really want to know.
Oh no. Since you don't have a bed for the night, I happen to have one all to myself. I suppose I could share.
I'll happily accept such generosity. But just to make it clear, I'm interested in doing more than just sleep up there. I don't want to do anything more than sleep yet. I have no interest in anything more than sleep.
I was hoping that might be the case.
You did, huh? I wonder when you started to entertaining that thought. Though I know I must look ravishing right now. Grinning, you flip your damp strands of hair for extra effort.
Cocky. Does that confidence carry over to other things too? Because you do indeed look pretty ravishing.
I prefer to do the ravishing myself. It is yours for the taking. I'll let you have some if I get some too. Zom's eyes trace the lines of your figure appreciatively.
Now that's what I like to hear. Don't worry. I'll take good care of you.
I'm counting on it. Let me see if my things are any drier and I'm good to go. After collecting your things, you give Azam a nod, and you follow him up the creaking staircase, and your night at the tavern is spent in his company. Tomorrow? Who knows? For now, you get to drift off to sleep on a comfortable mattress next to a warm, strong man, among other things.